Right, good evening, guys. Good evening, everybody. Um, Tonight I'm going to adjust the sound so it's not too loud. I am going to do some dev for the Sioux Native Americans. So we're going to dev in the pieces where we're going to seed all of the characters. We're also going to seed in some of the weapons. And I might do some pieces around the melee action as well if I've got time later. So the first thing I'm going to do is continue where I was. I've already started this. So I've created a weapon template for the Tomahawk axe, given it these specific properties, the name. The description, it's a deadly close range axe. It's got no range. It's got a 3d12 damage. The special description is quick action melee axe specific to the Sioux. It costs $10. And at the moment, I've got the image as the TN1, so I'm going to change that to the Tomahawk. And now I need to get that image. Now this is where some people are pretty divided around this, I feel, at the moment, but I can understand why. But there's pros and cons to it all. I need to use AI to generate some of the images, and because I'm not an artist, I can't afford to pay for an artist. So currently, AI does my image generation for me. So if I have a quick look, I think I've put the AI generated image for the Tomahawk there. So we're good to go with that. So the next thing we want to have a look at is, if I scroll up here, this is my seeding class. I'm creating these 6 character templates for the Sioux, the Native Americans. We've got a tribal chief, a brave warrior, a spirit scout, a tomahawk fighter. It's tomahawk fighter, I've just noticed. So we're going to have to sort that out for the weapon, tomahawk, and we'll rename the image as tomahawk. Tomahawk. Okay. I want to make sure we've got the spellings correct. So the Tomahawk fighter, the bow hunter, and a medicine man. I like the idea of a medicine man because we could do some special stuff around buffing and healing. But at the moment, I'm not 100% sure where we're going with that. I've done the description for each. I've set the Sioux ID as it, giving them the same sort of cost as the marshals and outlaws at the moment. One thing I need to change though, as you can see here, because this was copy and paste of above, is all of the images are of the outlaws. So first off, let's go and have a look at our images again. I've got the characters here. So as you notice, they're all in the 16:9 ratio. I'm going to jump back to my ChatGPT and say, can you create me an image in the same style as the previous characters, but this one is for the Native American tribal chief. I will, once you have generated this one, I will be giving you further names for other characters, and I would like you to do the same until I say I have finished. Okay, let's get that one generating. Let's just go back to the code and have a look at this for now. So we've got the tribal chief, blah blah blah, What I did notice, let's minimize these. I've created the characters, but I have not created the stats for them all. So let's get a yoink going here. Let's put a comment in here. Outlaws. Thank you very much. The Sioux. Oh, the Sioux. And these are the marshals. Correct. IntelliSense. Getting more and more intelligent. So let's grab them. Tribal Chief. Brave Warrior. The Spirit Scout. The Tomahawk Fighter. Tomahawk Fighter. The Bow Hunter. And we've got one more. This faction has 6 characters rather than the 5 for the others. It's the Medicine Man. Let's go. Right. Interesting. So my parameters at the moment are for all the stats. And I'm starting to think, instead of sending them in like this, maybe I could send them in as an object. No, let's just stick with this at the moment. I don't know, it's going to make it so much easier to see. Yes. Going to make it much more readable. Let's go class. Characteristic payload. Perfect. Thank you. Let's delete that. Need to get it out of there. Let's stick this class in here. Stick in here. Characteristic payload. Simple a new one. Oh. Action points equals 2. Oh, let's go with that for now. Okay. Let's go to this method. This is going to be a little bit dirty because I am going to want to overload this with, instead of it being like that, I want a characteristic payload. I'm going to be wanting to use these. Characteristic payload, does it have a name? I got rid of the name, didn't I? I think it's probably best to have the name. We can just pass the whole thing. Name equals tribal chief, thank you very much. Let's get back down there. Let's grab that. Just update all these so it uses the new payload rather than the properties that have been passed into the method. Right, that's cool. That's a new method, overload method for that. means I can now yoink that and put that there. That means we have a line like that now for each one we're creating. Okay, that is much better. So let's just go through the stats for the tribal chief for now. So 2 action points. Yeah, we're keeping it at 2 for this guy. We're going to have 2 for all of them for now. Grit 8. Let's keep it at 8. Aim 7 melee. Let's keep the tribal chief as the same as the other 2 factions' main sort of leader character. So then let's go and create the brave warrior. So new characteristic payload. I do like the new IntelliSense, how it's just saving me so much time typing all that crap out. Anyway, brave warrior. Yep. Action points 2. Grit. Let's have his grit up 9. His aim's going to be a lot lower though. Let's go with a 4. Let's have his reflexes up a bit, 7. His melee up at 6. Let's keep his look at 4. His movement at 7. Yeah, that's fine. Nerve at 8. Yeah, let's keep his nerve. And wounds 3. Yep, that's fine by me. Let's go for the scout, new characteristic payload. It's going to help. Thank you very much again. So the spirit scout, action points 2. Oh, whilst that's doing that, let's go back here. Let's see if he's created. Wee, that's nice. Oh, but it's in the wrong 69. That's 9:16 ratio. You have the ratio wrong. Please make it 16:9 ratio. Unless that's a different one. Does look good though. Anyway, let's go back to the creating of the spirit scout. So grit 6, it needs to be less grit for a scout. Aim's quite high, reflex is quite high. Let's have this melee a little bit higher. Move 10 here. Nerve 7, wounds 3. I like that. That's fine by me. Let's go for the tomahawk. Oops. And then, yes, it does do it. Thought it might have got a bit confused there. So the tomahawk fighter, 2 action points, grit of 8. Because he's a melee, let's have him up at 9. Aim's 4, yeah. Reflex is 6, let's make him a 7. Melee 10. That's good. That must be the same as the bruiser. Look 6, move 7, nerve 8, wounds 3. Yep, let's stick with that. New characteristic payload. The bow hunter. Now this is going to have to change. Maybe not. So we've got 2 action points. Grit of 6. Yeah. Aim of 10. Yeah, because he's bow hunter. Reflex is 7. Melee 4. Yeah. That's all good. I like it. And then let's do that. Now it's confused. Now it's confused. Let's go back. Let's go new characteristic payload. Oh. Why did it do that? It's not like in this one. Medicine man. Action points 2. Grit 6. Aim 6. Reflexes. Let's have higher reflexes here of say 8. Melee. Let's have them a bit higher. Let's say 5. Let's make him dead lucky. Oops. What did I do that? Move. Let's go 9 for him. Nice and fast. Let's have him really good with his nerve. Let's have some high wounds. That's good. Right. Let's get things minimized. Let's rename this to be something a little bit better. Seed database async. So we've got the Sioux, got the characteristics. So we'll return there so we know that that's the saving. We've got the character templates, we've got the weapon templates, do save changes there, then we're updating all of the characteristics. Whereas in the Sioux, we're using this payload rather than each one having the properties, that's fine. So the next thing we need to do is go back here, let's have a look. Like it, so let's download that. This is a brave warrior. Let's rename this to Tribal Chief. I think that's what I called him. Tribal Chief. So whilst that's doing that, let's get a quick debug going and see if everything is there. Let's register. Login. Parties. Create a new faction. Sioux. Warriors. Sioux Warriors. Let's create the Sioux faction and let's add a character. So clearly I've not updated that. But we've got the tribal chiefs, we've got the stats. Yeah, don't like the style there. I'm not very good at CSS. That's why I'm using something called Mudblazer. Kind of min height 100 pixels, 80 pixels. Yeah, because then if I did this one as min height 80 pixels, and at least that lines them up then, rather than it having to be different based on the size of that text. What happens when we make it smaller? Of course they go onto single lines anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What happens when we get 2? Yeah. No, actually that went weird there, didn't it? Because that's extended that one more, so it's not 80. It needs to be like 100. Yeah, I think that's what I'll have to do. Let's try put a min height on that. Let's add him anyway. Let's give him a weapon. Failed to load character template. Okay, so we've got an issue with getting the weapons. But first off, then let's have a look at the. Is it the character template? I think it is. It will be this description. And go style equals min height and height 100 pixels. Okay, then the other thing was the tribal chief. We needed to put tribal chief. It's the image. And hopefully now we've got the next one. It's gone for the wrong bloody ratio again, although that looks amazing. $16.9. Yeah, I did. The 16's the width. ChatGPT's got its knickers in a twist. Can do that sometimes. Good old ChatGPT. Love or hate it. Oh yes, there's the cowboy hat. I will possibly be adorning when I go to the UK Games Expo next year in July, I think it is. Looking forward to that. This is the wrong aspect ratio again. Please make it 69 and from now on keep that ratio for all new images. Right, I'm going to have to let that do its thing. Right, let's try and work out why we were having that issue. You know what I was thinking? We now have 50 followers on TikTok. Do I go live on TikTok? But the thing is, I can't share my screen. It's like it needs to share me and that, but it can't. Be up here like that. But then I won't be able to see people's comments. Let's just go live and get any people on it. I'll just start chatting to them. Add a title. How do we add a title? Live dev for Sioux faction. We'll see if we get any followers. I don't know if we will. Because we've got none on YouTube. It's going so well. Anyway, perseverance. That's what we need to do. We need to persevere. Right, let's register and log in. And we will go to parties. I wonder if there's a way to share my screen on TikToky. Let's test that. Ah, nice. There's the tribal chief, and we've got the correct height now, so it's all the same. That's brilliant. Let's add him. Check the weapons out. And this is where we're getting the error. Let's have a look. Where's the error? No error happening there. Let's go and have a look at the API. Be the weapon templates, and it'll be calling this one. So let's go back. Add weapons. Not to load. Why? Let's have a look, see if we've got anything in the console. Oh, I've changed the API endpoint. Of course. The API endpoint is now the weapon templates faction and the faction ID. So we should have a look at Billy Ant is here on TikTok. Hey, how's it going? Not on YouTube tonight, I see. I am. I'm on both tonight. The only problem is on TikTok, there's no way of me showing you my screens at the moment, so you just have to put up with my ugly mug. YouTube is better. But I think TikTok will get me more random lives, whereas at the moment YouTube doesn't bring anything in. But it's fine. As I said, we're going to persevere. We're going to persevere through the 0 watches and the 0 followers. Going to have to. At the moment, I'm deving the Sioux, the Native Americans, and I am updating the weapons, but there's no weapons. Pillion, hey, you're on YouTube as well. Double viewing from you tonight. Thank you very much. Okay, where was I? Put me off with your double view. Where was I? I was looking at adding the images. No, the weapons, the weapon template for the API endpoint. It would be good if I could show a screen on this, but how do we do that? How do we show the screen? Because at the moment on YouTube we've got that, but here on TikTok we just have randomers joining, but no way of them seeing the screen. How about if we do that? Let's give that a shot. You can watch me dev like that. Does deving like that work? I don't know. You're better joining YouTube if you want to see the full screen. Looks okay. Thank you, Billion. We'll go with this for now then. Right, let me get back into focusing on deving this, because we had an issue with this API. The endpoint was coming up with a 4. I thought I couldn't find it. It's because I changed it to this route. So we're going to have to go back to the client and find the page where we add weapons to the character. And it is in the weapons service. It's where we get the weapon templates. And what we need to be doing is sending in the faction ID. Because now weapons are only specific to certain factions. So Sioux will only have bows and arrows and tomahawks, whereas you don't want your marshals and your outlaws to be having tomahawks. That wouldn't work. Well, I don't think it works. Pillion, the minis I've got are really cool. I know they are. They're brilliant, aren't they? Thank you for buying them. Good luck with painting them. Thank you. So let's let's get back to. We need to be able to pass in the faction ID. So let's chuck in a parameter. This session tonight, Pillion, is mostly going to be me deving pieces, but you will get to see some new items and factions, which is the Sioux, the Native Americans. So now I'm passing that in there. I can then pass this to the method itself, and then make sure then that I'm updating this to the correct endpoint, which was that, with the faction ID. And we're always going to be passing in the faction ID now, so that can go, well, that can go, and let's not make it a nullable. I just realised that's actually pointing at my top screen rather than my dev screen. That's not what people on the live would want to see, I'm sure. How are we going to do this? Because yeah, Pillion. When do you get so? When did you get so good at coding? I've been coding since I was 7. I had an Acorn Electron, which had BASIC on it, and I was coding out these little books that you used to be able to get from the library. I'm 40 something now, so that's been quite a few years. So possibly that's why I'm better at coding now, because I've been doing it for so long. But yeah, those books were brilliant. You used to have little games in them. Sometimes they were like a couple of pages. You used to copy the code out of the book into your computer, and you would write a game, and you would have a free game. And then obviously I've carried on coding ever since, and I've made a couple of games as well, but they've never done so well, hence why I'm trying this again. Let's go with flipping the camera. Still no good really, because that's just going to show me that mucky. Let's do a bit of that, maybe that would work. Get a bit of that. What games have I made? I've made some games where you build a village, a bit like one of these survival games where you build a village, but it's RPG city builder sort of mix. I built one that was in a pirate version and a medieval version. Um, they're on Steam. You can buy them. I'll give you a free code. To be honest, they're doing rubbish at the moment. I tell you what, Billion. Since you've been a loyal follower, I'll dig out some keys for you. They're called Chaos Theory Pirates and Chaos Theory. I'll be very. You know what? I'm gonna hijack this and just show you Chaos Theory Pirates. They haven't got very good reviews, to be honest, and it's looking a bit crap now. I tried. So this is the Chaos Theory Pirates. The issue is, what I found was when I was doing everything myself, you just have to do everything, which is the graphics, the social media side of things. It just takes so much to do. Only a £5. Is it only a £5? Yeah. I say I'll give it you for free. There is another one that I've done, Chaos Theory Studios. Oh yeah, Retroids was one that I tried ages ago. It's my first one that I did. It's a bit like the old game where you would have, asteroids, where you would try and shoot the asteroids, but it was just 2D. Retroids was my attempt to making a 3D version of it. This one's cheap, still early access, £1.69. No one really buys this. It was fun doing it. I've only got one viewer on TikTok. Let's keep it this way. This was the main big one that was going to be the medieval version. It was Chaos Theory. It's all about basically having all of these people, and each individual action would change the course of your village, how it would create itself. And yeah, people have done better stuff now than me, but it was a good learning experience. Look at that. Brilliant, isn't it? Mostly negative. Anyway, let me get back onto what I was doing, because you've retracted your message. Don't buy it. Honestly, I'll give you a free key. Anyway, so we go to the weapon faction. So that should do that now. Let's just have a quick look. Let's go back. Let's get rid of that. Let's get that image now. Brilliant. That's the Brave Warrior. What was the next one that we were wanting to create? It was where are we? We need to go to the Cedar. Have a look, and it's the Spirit Scout. I don't know what your thoughts are, Pillion, but I mentioned earlier on the stream that I have to rely a little bit on ChatGPT to help me with the artwork, because I can't afford to pay for a artist at the moment, and I can't do art. I do code. Spirit, what was it? Spirit something? Spirit Scout, wasn't it? Yeah. Spirit Scout. Let's make sure we've updated. No, it wasn't. It was the Brave Warrior. Brave Warrior. Let's change all these now so we don't forget. Spirit Scout. This one was the Tom Hawk Fighter. Just updating all the images for these, the Sioux. Bow Hunter and the Medicine Man. We've got 2 followers on TikTok now. I know you can't see my face, but we're doing a bit of dev. Pillion, I think you're one of them. But I'm going to keep on with the TikTok live scenes now. We've got 50. I've got 50 followers. It doesn't matter. It does the job. Yes, but the problem is AI. It's divided people. Some people hate it, and some people love it. Um, I can understand why people hate it because it's taking creativity away and money away from like artists, and that's sad, really. If I could afford it, I would be paying for an artist. Um, but you know, I'm an indie developer. I don't have any artist friends, so we are where we are with this. That wasn't the Spirit Scout. That was the. It was the Brave Warrior. Has ChatGPT done the other one, Brave Warrior? Oh, it's not going to do a 9x16 again. It has. I need this in 16:9 ratio. Try Fiverr, there's some really cheap. You're right, there is. Even still, when you're looking at like a couple of £100 for some images, I just don't have a spare couple of £100 at the moment. See, this doesn't cost me anything doing some code because I know how to do it. It's just costing me my time. It's fine though. I'm hoping one day this will make some money. Let's give that a quick whirl then. Give it a bit of spin and see where we are with the... Oh, we've got a build error. Why have we got a build error? Oh, because get weapon templates. I think it was thinking it needed a nullable GUID. But we've changed that now. It's no longer going to be nullable. Actually, we need to stop that. We need to actually pass in the faction ID. So with the faction ID, it can give the correct weapons for the faction. So let's go back to where we were with the add weapon to character. So it's the add weapon to character, and that will be in the party page. Add weapon to character. Let's just actually do a search where that is. Add weapon to character. It's not the request. It's not the request. Need to find where that's being used. Oh, it's a page, so we're gonna have to. So we're passing in the party ID. So we're gonna have to use the party service to get the party. Let's create the party VM. Let's make it null. And then party VM equals party service, and then party VM, getting rid of that parameter, party VM dot faction dot ID. Okay, get party async. Okay, so that will get that. What is your favourite aspect of miniature gaming? Pilliam is actually the gaming. I love the tabletop experience. I love being able to. Oh, we've got people on TikTok. Don't know. It's playing the game. It's rolling dice, being a bit strategic. I love playing like chess, Monopoly, all the old ones. So I love my Warhammer. So me too. I hate building the minis. You know what? I've painted so many minis, and it just gets too boring after a bit because yeah, too many to have to paint. But I love getting it on the table and start playing it. But I love coding as well, so this is fine. And this is the thing, I'm not very good at painting. I'm not. I don't mind being artistic. I like doing one model here or there, but doing loads of them is just, yeah, a little bit annoying. Right, let's give this a whirl. People on TikTok, have we got any? Problem is, I can't keep up with the comments because we've got people joining, and then I don't know if anyone said anything because the people joined pushes out the comments. But yeah. Right, let's register. Let's log in. Who are you pantsing? I don't know who he was pantsing. I noticed that. It's weird. Maybe I should make you a moderator, Pillion. Let's see if we can give you that. Can we do that? Add as moderator. Pillion, I think you are now a moderator on TikTok. I think. Let me know if you are. You got some power. Yeah, be careful with that. Be careful. What comes with power? Responsibility. Parties. Create a new party. I tell you what, Pillion, if anyone says anything that's relevant, then just shout me up on YouTube and I can converse with it then. So how do you use the power? I have no idea, man. I've never been a moderator on TikTok. You are a moderator. I can't see anything else. I can prioritize your views. Manage moderator access. You've got full moderator access. So I don't know how you use it, but enjoy your moderation. Enjoy in moderation. Right, let's create Sioux. Yeah, you see, the thing with this TikTok malarkey is that like we get lots of people just popping in and just then probably spinning right off it again. I don't know if you've ever been on TikTok live, but let's get hundreds of them. Right, brilliant. So we've got the tribal chief in there. We've got the brave warrior. That's good. What were we doing? We were adding a tribal chief. We were going to add some weapons. Now, hopefully this works this time. Got a break point. Let's go off the break point. So at the moment, yeah, I do. You're just flicking through TikTok. So at the moment, the Sioux can only use a revolver, the carbine short rifle, a knife, but their special item, which is the tomahawk axe, which has a deadly 3 damage dice. Let's add that. Let's make sure he's got it. Perfect. He has a tomahawk. So we know that works now. So what we need to do next is probably go back to this. This is cool. That's for the Spirit Scout. Let's go back to the seed and have a look. We've got the Tomahawk Fighter next. Do a Tomahawk Fighter in 16:9 ratio. I'm going to have to keep telling it this time because for some reason it thinks I want to go back to 9:16. Let's grab that image. Let's rename it the Spirit Scout. Did we rename them all? We did, didn't we? Spirit Scout, Tomahawk Fighter, Bow Hunter, and Medicine Man are the next ones. That's good. Yes, so the special items at the moment, obviously for the, that's a good shout actually. Let's do another one for weapons because I added the Tomahawk for specifically for the Sioux faction. But let's add some more because they should have a war bow. I'm thinking of calling it deadly long ranged bow. So these are all arbitrary at the moment, but I'm thinking the range for the bow is going to be at least, I'm going to say like 24 or maybe even 20 inches. What are you thinking, Pillion? What should we have the bow at its range? And I think we should have it at 2d12. Long range attacks that do deadly damage. It's going to cost, I think it's going to cost quite a bit. Let's make it cost 20. Yeah, I'm thinking long. Should we go 24 for now? 24. Yeah, 24 inches. That's basically, you'll be able to shoot it straight off. War_bow for the name. See if this has generated a Tomahawk Fighter yet. It hasn't. So okay, so we've got the Tomahawk axe and we've got the war bow. What else shall we do as a unique weapon or item for the Sioux, the Native Americans? Oh, I think a spear, some form of spear. Let's go with have they got specific names, like what the weapons were? So this is where I yeah, we'll go with a spear, but that's the Tomahawk Fighter, so we'll download that. Let's just create a new chat quickly. Yeah, we'll get a lasso in there, definitely. For the marshals and the outlaws, or just the marshals? The Sioux Native Americans had spears and bows. Did they have specific names for these weapons? I'd like it to sound a little bit better than just a spear or a bow. Just the marshals for the lasso, yeah. Okay, remind me once I've done this then if I forget. Spear. Okay, let's get lasso. Capture your opponent and tie them up. I'm going to say the range for a lasso is going to be 8. It doesn't do any damage, so we'll put non-applicable there. And when an opponent is hit by the lasso, they are prevented from moving, prevented from using action points. For now, we'll just call it that. And it'll be the lasso for the image, and it's just for the marshals faction. Just the marshals. Just the marshals. Right, we got the, let's rename that to the Tomahawk Warrior. We now need the, what was the next one? We've got the Tomahawk, we need the Bow Hunter. Now do me one for the Bow Hunter in 16:9 ratio. Keep having to tell it to do the 16:9 ratio, otherwise it's just lost on me. Whilst it's doing that, let's have a look at these Sioux weapon names. See, the thing is, if I could put my screen and my face on this, I'm pretty sure more people would want to, I don't know, join. This is the first time I've done a live on TikTok. I think there's some sort of application maybe I have to download to share my screen and stuff. And I've heard that there's probably an application that I can use that I'll be able to stream on TikTok and YouTube with the same feed. I'm not sure. Anyway, ChatGPT's just saying the Sioux had bows. They had these interesting names, Chankoko, or a spear is a Jaru. I don't know, I can't even say it. So I think we're just going to call them, I'm just going to call them a war bow and a spear. Just keep it simple. War bow, that needs to be called a spear. War bow, I'm losing where I am here. So we've done the war bow, we've got the spear. Short ranged deadly weapon. I'm going to say that only has like a range of 8 but does like 3 damage dice. Might even say it does 4 for a laugh. 4 damage dice for a spear. Short ranged. I do want to do the thing. I think the spear needs to be a one use item, bit like the TNT, but I will need to dev in that functionality, which I might do tonight, but at the moment I'm going to continue doing the actual seeding of this information first. So we have the image for the bow hunter. Let's get that downloaded. The spear seems a bit bland. Yeah, I agree. Can you think of a better name? I mean, you can name it. You give me a better name. Pillion. It's on you. The Pillion spear. bow hunter. So we've got the bow hunter, and then we need the final one, which is the medicine man. The pillion spear. What is pillion ant? There we go, the Pleenat spear. You get that for now. You get that for now. Pleenat. Cool, okay. You have a spear named after you. Let's get this medicine man, and then we'll give it a quick test to see if give it a quick test. I tell you what, whilst it's generating that, let's go over here on TikTok. Let's have a look at some of these Native Americans, the Sioux. That's like the war bow, the bow hunter. Got some tomahawk here. Got a dude with a revolver. We've got the Sioux chief. Got a chief there. We've got like another guy with a spear and a tomahawk. So they're going to be pretty good with their range. The Sioux chief does have a rifle there, as you can see. There's another dude there with a revolver and a tomahawk. This guy's got a shield and a tomahawk. So yeah, that's the Sioux Native Americans that will be kicking ass soon, and we can create a party of them. Hold up, guys. That chest is mine. It's about as much roleplay as you're going to get out of me. Billion. Oh, the medicine man. We're going to have some good things with this medicine man. Like healing and buffing of some sort. I like that. Although I've not come up with the rules just yet for it. But we'll get there. Let's rename this one. Medicine _ man. Let's give it a whirl. Let's give it a whirl. Let's register. This is always when we're doing local dev, basically a fresh database. Let's create a new one. Warriors of the Desert. It's the Sioux. Nice. Okay, so we've got the tribal chief, the brave warrior, the spirit scout, medicine man. Oh, the tomahawk fighter didn't work for some reason. Why is that? Tomahawk Warrior. Oh, is it because it's fighter? It's fighter. Let's give it a refresh. Tomahawk Fighter, Bow Hunter, and the Medicine Man. Voodoo Doctor. Yeah, but isn't that more sort of Caribbean? I tell you what, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We could get some sort of like Caribbean style faction going. Caribbean. Yeah, Voodoo's definitely, I think, Caribbean. Whereas the Medicine Man is definitely a Native American thing. But I like the idea of having a voodoo doctor, which could work with some sort of like, yeah, Caribbean or like, yeah, interesting. Anyway, let's add the tribal chief. Let's go with some weapons. Okay, so yeah, we need to do the images for these because we've got the tomahawk. We don't have obviously the war bow or the billnat spear. So let's get generating. Love it or hate it, here is ChatGPT. Okay, now can you create me an image for a Native American war bow in 16:9 ratio? I mean, I've got to say that the things that it creates, the artwork it creates, is pretty cool. I think it is anyway. But what do I know? I just want to get the game working with some imagery. By the way, Pilnat, have you actually started painting your models yet? Have you base coated them? It sounds like your friend's more of the painter than yourself. Where can I put Wanted Showdown? What do you mean? I'm sorry, Pilnat. What do you mean? Where can you put Wanted Showdown? I glued them to the bases, yeah. I'm sorry about that head. That's really annoying. Fan art. I'm going to put Wanted Showdown fan art. Oh, right, yeah, where could you... That's a good shout. I'm not sure, you know. I'm pretty new to the whole social media stuff. Maybe we should get a subreddit going. Maybe we could get a Reddit going for fan art. Do you use Reddit, Pilnat? Oh, Discord. Well, yeah, very good point. Let's get Discord up. Let's get Discord up. This is a new laptop, so I'm kind of waiting to get everything that I need installed. No, Reddit's one of those weird ones, isn't it, where it's a bit toxic as well at times. But at least with Discord we can... do you like that? I don't actually like that. going to say we want it in the same style as the characters, and a little bit more realistic. I'm not too keen on that warbow. Do 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 do. Oh well, I tell you what, we've got 313 likes to the view. So thank you for doing that, whoever that was. That's on TikTok. Do do. Just putting my email address out there for everyone to see. I don't care. Email me. Right. Let's create a do. How do we create a do? Streamer mode is enabled. Users have been truncated. What? We need to find or start a conversation. I want to start a conversation. I love June. Oh, you can see it there. Yeah, June. Yeah. Well, June the game. I played it like constantly for weeks and weeks, and got to the deep desert, and then got a bit bored. Came off it. I played it with a couple of friends. We got a bit bored, and we came off it. And then before we knew it, our base was gone. It had been nicked. So I was gutted. User settings. No. Hit the plus symbol. Where? Plus symbol where? Here. No. Where? Where's the goddamn plus symbol? Oh, down at the bottom here. Right, yeah. Southern template. Gaming. Club and community. Choose a file. Yeah, well, I'm sure we've got some in the websites directory for an image for it. That one's a good one, kind of. Don't know. Whatever. Wanted Showdown. Custom colours. Ooh. Yeah, whatever. Well, there we go. We do have a channel. Invite your friends. Send a server invite link to a friend. Server invite. We probably want to make it public, don't we? Access. Apply to join. Can we not make it public? Enable community to access server discovery. Enable community. I'm doing this whilst we should be doing... No, that's not what we want. ChatGPT's lost it. Have I done something wrong here and it's not the community? Server tag boost, roles, access. Anyone can join the server directly. Enable community to access server discovery. Enable community. Enable community. Get started. Okay. Create one for me. Yeah, just create it for me, please. There we go. Is now the community server. It's discoverable. Your server currently does not meet the required server discovery. Oh, right, you need a shitload of members. Right. Let's create an invite link and let's put it in the chat. I'm not sure, Pilnat. You can join. It's an invite only at the moment. You need 1,000. It looks like members to join to make it a community one. Approve. There you go. Pilnat, you're in. Call this one fan art. Cool. Okay, right. You know what? Stuff this. I'm taking this one as the item now for the warbow. Because we need to get on and build the spear. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Let's grab that. Oh, make sure it goes into the weapons. Let's rename that the war bow. The war bow. Now then, whilst that's doing that, I'm going to have a look at some of the code because I'm starting to think, because we've got things like we've got the TNT and we've got the TNT and the spear that I think should be one use only. Kind of would want to build that into the application. I'm just going to have a look at the data models that I've got set up to do all this. Hey, Pilnut. Need to have a look at the data models. Okay, so when we create a party, we have a user party character that has the user party character weapon. And we've got the template. And oh, were you saying hey because someone else joined there, Pill now? Yeah, I don't know. Drag the puzzle piece to place the why? With detective inactivity or current live, complete the verification. Oh right. I don't think I was inactive. Video games or sports? Is in what I like? Because if it's what I like both. Current uses. And then in the weapon template we can have public int number of users. Let's make it nullable, because then if it's nullable it's infinite. Preference, I guess you either like cricket or rugby. You know what? I used to play a shit ton of cricket when I was younger. I played it, but I could never watch it. I found it really boring. I used to play rugby a little bit. I don't watch it. I actually like watching football. I'm a Nottingham Forest fan. That's the main sport that I like. You know, I play a lot of video games. Not so much now, but I play like golf, tennis, badminton. I like playing sports. I think that's the thing. I'd rather play a sport than watch it. Chelsea. I used to be an old Chelsea supporter back when, I don't know how old you are, but if you remember Vialli and Zola. That was just when I was like 17, 18, because they were always on a TV channel called Channel 5 here in the UK. So I kind of supported them as well because they were on telly and I could watch them. But no, definitely a Forest fan now. Ugh. Who? You're a Chelsea supporter and you don't know who Vialli is? Or Zola? Gianluca Vialli? Come on. That fella. You're a new supporter. No, this is a classic Chelsea. Oh, good old cold. Yeah. Now he's a good player. Cole Palmer, definitely. Oh my god, that spear is shit. That spear is fucking shocking. Just tell it to do much better. Shocking spear. Right, so when we're seeding the, yeah, just a little bit longer. What the fuck was that? Looks like a toothpick. Who are you allowed to swear on TikTok? Are you allowed to swear on YouTube? No, I've watched YouTubes where people swear. I don't know. What was I doing? We're sorting out whether or not a weapon has unlimited uses or single uses. So let's go to the weapons. We need to int number of uses. It can be a nullable int because if it's null, it means it has unlimited uses. Set the property, number of uses. Number of uses. I need to do it here, I think. No, we don't, because that's for linking the factions to the weapons if it changes. Okay, so that's good. But that means all the things here are going to be broken. Yes, you swear all you want. Fucking amazing. It's fucking great, you bunch of pricks. YouTube knobheads. I don't know. Right. So the number of uses is just before the list of factions that can use it. So I think the lasso can be used as many times as you want. Spear has got one use. A warbow, oops. I've put them in the wrong place. It's just above the faction. One use. Limited uses. Tomahawk. It's unlimited uses. The TNT is a single use. A knife is unlimited. So I think everything else is going to be unlimited. It's just the spear and the TNT. The British swears are so weird. Yeah, I bet they are. I mean, those swears I just did weren't great, to be honest. They were shit. Yeah. But I up my swear game, I think, a little. I tell you what, though, like, I feel really old nowadays. I mean, like, you couldn't have swearing on the TV until like after 9 o'clock at night in the UK, and then even then, I'm pretty sure they never dropped the F-bomb when I was younger. But nowadays, people are swearing left, right, and centre on every single piece of media. Okay, let's have a look, see how that spear's coming along. Oh my fucking god! What the hell is that? What the... What on earth is that? That's not a spear. That's like a dart. Not inactive. Unlock pin comments. Oh, the spear, man. The fucking spear is not a spear. Just having a look at TikTok. I don't know what's going on here. I think it thinks I'm inactive, but I'm not. Pilner, if anyone talks on there, just either pin it so I can see it, so I can reply to them. But I don't know if they are. But I really appreciate you being a moderator and jumping on this live tonight. So that's not a spear. Fucking stupid. ChatGPT. That is not a spear. It needs to be longer. It's a war spear for the Native Americans. Do it again and keep 6:9 ratio. Are we going to get this spear? Are we going to get it or not? Right, let's get rid of that. Where were we? We were doing the number of uses on a weapon. So that's now set them. When we create a showdown, attach a photo maybe for ChatGPT to have a reference. That's a very good shout. That's the sort of thing, isn't it? Let's chuck that on the desktop. Well, let's see what it creates first with this one. And then if it twats around again, we'll get another spear created. So what I'm looking at next is when we create the showdown, we're creating the party, I think. I think we're creating the party there. Update showdown, and character, create user weapon. And showdown's function. Create showdown. Creates the party. Use character states. So it's where it's doing the I've just had a big thought here about how I'm managing the data. Why D12? Now, I play a game called Advanced Hero Quest, and that's on a D12. system. D6s, in my opinion, they're cool, right? But D6s are like your standard dice, whereas a D12 is a little bit different. So I like the D12 because as well it gives you a wider range of possibilities. Obviously, you've got 12 chances, 12 different chances, whereas on the 6 you've just got 6. So it gives, I think, it gives a broader sort of spectrum for the values. I hope that's not a problem, by the way. Never heard of that one. HeroQuest. So yeah, HeroQuest, but the advanced version. It's a bit different. It's great, and that's all on a D12. Yes, I'm probably not going to have a look at that tonight because that's probably going to be a little bit more thinking. I like that one now. I'm going to take that. But I'm going to say, okay, do another one in the same style, but use this photo. Let's grab that photo. You've seen what game in your local shop? Is it Advanced HeroQuest or HeroQuest? Because they're two very different games, to be honest. Advanced HeroQuest, I'm actually building a app similar to this with my friend. HeroQuest, it's okay, but Advanced HeroQuest is much better. Yeah, they did re-release HeroQuest. The thing with Advanced HeroQuest is, I don't know if you like dungeon crawlers, Bill Matt, but it's a dungeon crawler that you randomly generate the dungeon as you go down it with pieces of dungeon. It's pretty cool. It depends if you like fancy dungeon crawlers. If it's not too expensive, I'd pick it up and give it a go. PvE. Oh no, sorry. Well, when you say PvE, it's you have a party of heroes that go down a dungeon, but you need a dungeon master who takes control of the E part, the monsters. So it's PvP in the respect that it's a group of heroes fighting the dungeon master, a bit like D&D. I would have thought. I've never played D&D. Bit like D&D, yeah. Now then, I'm seeing the time, and it's coming up to 9. I normally stop around about 9. We've got 2 people on TikTok. Let's get Tony added. All right, Tony. Don't know if you've been watching long, but I'm also on YouTube. I wonder if there's a way to sort of like stickers. Join me, whatever. Just need a way to show people that I'm on YouTube also. Boards, no. I don't know. I'm still pretty new to the whole live thing. Let's have a look at that. That's much better. Yeah, let's have that. I'm loving that one. It's pretty much that photo, but done in the style. You know what? I don't want to delete that because it is pretty cool. So let's go spear, hold. Let's just keep it there, and let's rename that one spear. Let's then have a quick blast, see how we're getting on. Thanks for liking the live, Paul Nat. The photo one looks much better, you are right. I mean, like, on TikTok we had plenty of people coming on and leaving. I think if I had a better way of showing what I'm doing here, more people might have joined. I'm not sure, but we can always give it a go. Let's create a new party. Desert Warriors. The Sioux. Let's add a new character. So they're all in okay now. So we've got all 6 characters that we want. We're going to go for, let's get the tribal chief in. He's in. Let's add him a weapon. Brilliant. So we've got the knife, the pilnat spear, the tomahawk, revolver, the carbine, short rifle, and the war bow. It's all in there nice. Let's add it, see if it adds. Yep. The pilnat spear. You see that, pilnat? You have a spear. Don't know if you notice though, they are there in the shop now. Make the 2 different spears like 2 different weapons, like one is better than the other. Like what? Like, yeah, like a basic and like, I don't know, a like a basic and a advanced death spear or something. Well, no, it'd be the pilnat spear. But for now, I think I am wanting to probably just jump off now. What I'll do. Oh no, we've got one last thing we need to do. We forgot. (16:9) ratio. We need a lasso. We need a lasso. We need a lasso. Because I reckon if I go marshals, it was the marshals, wasn't it, that had the lasso? Create. Let's give him the marshal, a weapon. There is no image. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. Pilnat. I'm going to give these one more look, see if I can get people on TikTok liking it more. See if we can get some of these guys in there as well. Got all my other models over here at the moment. Let's see what we can do. Create a little scene for all of them. Him over there. we'll have all of the what do we call it over here? All of the outlaws over here. Got a bunch of outlaws over there. Got the Indians in the middle. And then over there. There we go. The outlaws, the marshals, the Sioux, and the outlaws. Okay. Sorry, I was just over at the table. That looks a bit like a crap lasso, but for now, because I want to... it has been a productive stream again. Thank you, Pilnat, and thank you for joining again. I do really, honestly appreciate you having on, because it's a bit weird sat here doing a live sometimes, and it's just me. But I'm cool with it. But I do really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully one day we'll get more than just yourself and a few randomers, and hopefully the randomers will become supporters. And there's the lasso. Oh well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy them, and you are obviously seeing the evolution of this game as it happens. So there's the lasso. The last thing we're going to do tonight. The actual mechanics of it we're not going to implement tonight, but we are able to add the lasso to the US Marshal, which is all good. I will, because I don't know if you do, Pilnat, but it will turn into something big. I'm just not sure, but it's worth a try, Pilnat. I'm going at it. I get... I've done, like as you saw my games, I've done them before, and I have got demoralised sometimes with trying to do things because they never actually become big. I still have to do my day job, and it's quite annoying really, because I'd love to do something like this as a full-time job, but it hasn't worked out like that. But I'm going to keep going with this one and really make it into something. As I said, I'm going to a games expo next year to demo it to people, so that's going to be fun. We're all going to dress up as bandits and cowboys. Right, so I am going to commit that change to the... you know what, I will, and it really does help with being more involved in the social media side of things, streaming and everything. The demo is going to be in Birmingham next year in July. I'm going to be taking all the models. I'm going to be taking a couple of the boards, and we're going to be playing the game for people that are going to come to the expo. And I've got a couple of friends that are going to help, and we'll be selling some of the miniatures. We'll be selling the game, and we're just going to try and see what we can drum up. So I've deployed that. Yeah, Birmingham. I know you're Spain. You don't really want to be coming over to Birmingham just for that. I'll come down to Spain and do something for you guys one day, hopefully. This is now deployed and will be going live in the next sort of 10 minutes. So Pilnat or anyone else that is wanting to view this on the website. It will be there in the next, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want to log in to app dot, I don't know if you've got it, I'm going to put it in the chat, app.wantedshowdown.com. That's where you can actually go and create your parties. Let's bring it off here and put it onto there. So that's actually on the website, app.wantedshowdown.com. You can go and create your own posses, and you can even go and buy. Nope, not the rules, they're not there just yet. You can go and buy some of the factions. Okay, I am going to, what's that? I'm going to log off, end the live. I'm going to end the live on TikTok. I am going to sell the terrain. If you want, I will put that on the shop in the next couple of days. Yes, definitely. So all of these bits, like the cacti, the fence, the barrels, the campfire, everything I can put into a box set to sell. So thank you very much, Pulnat, and I will be on again at some point in the future. I don't know when, but thank you for joining, and good night. See you soon, bro. Bye-bye.